idea I wanted to share. Um, if you have struggled with fat loss and workouts and trying to figure out what to do, and then with your eating, etc., one of the powerful things that you can do is go sign up for a class-based gym and pay 3 months upfront. There's a couple reasons why this can be the catalyst for you to completely transform your body. Before we get into that, I want to say, like, any person can lose as much fat as they would like. Anybody. Remember, fat is just food that has been stored for a later time. That's how it works. That is its purpose. So, I know that it's so frustrating and like confusing and all of the stuff, that goes along with people trying to lose fat. But what you need to remind yourself is that there are so many people, thousands upon thousands of examples that you can find of people with your similar circumstances making crazy transformations and just turning their whole life and health and body around. Okay, so you got to know that it's possible, and it's possible for you because other people in your position circumstances have also lost fat. Okay, so that's that. You got to know that it's possible. Now, why would I suggest to pay up front for 3 months? Okay, here's the thing. The decision is the doorway. A lot of times we dip our toes into things and, like, oh, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll go do a trial class or whatever. And that indecision is part of the reason, like, you're giving yourself an out, right? But if you, spend, let's say, like, for example, F45 will cost you about $600 for 3 months of classes. And if you make that decision, like, you have cut through all of the emotional drama, the indecision, all that kind of stuff has now been, it doesn't exist anymore. So that's a very powerful thing. There's a great book called Time Warrior, and one of the ideas in that book, it's called Straight Line Thinking, or actually the book's name is Straight Line Leadership. And I forget the guy's name. He has a ton of books, but Straight Line Leadership. And one of the main core idea of that is what most of us engage in is circular thinking. We just go around in circles, and what we want to do is go, like, what am I trying to do? And what is the necessary required action to do that? And so you cut straight across. I'll give you, like, a random example. A lot of people are like, oh, I need to try to drink more water. I don't know. And then they start thinking about how much water. Then they start thinking about what kind of water bottle should I get? What kind of, should I get a metal one? Should I get is it okay to use plastic or glass or blah, blah? The only necessary required action, or the only required next step, is to grab something that has water in it and just drink it. Now, none of that exists. Like, I know this is kind of like, it's a little weird, but, like, none of that drama exists the moment you open the cap and drink the water, right? So similarly, when we go like, okay, well, I want to lose fat, I want to change my life, I want to transform my body, and we start doing all this research, and we look around, well, blah, 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 what kind of program, blah, 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 how many, when should I watch, blah, blah. The only required action, the next step, is to find a place that's close to you, walk in, and pay for 3 months. All the drama no longer exists, okay? And so, another idea from that guy's books is called splitting the atom. So when you think about an atom, obviously it's a infinitesimally small thing, and when you split it, it releases massive amounts of energy, okay? And so similarly, when we take the smallest action and decision towards that something, you release a lot of energy. So when we, a lot of times people will be like, well, I don't have any energy, I don't have the motivation. That's all fine and well. Split the atom. So that act of being like, you know what, there's a F-45 down the street from my house, or within 10 minutes. I'm just going to go sign up. I'm going to sign up, and you could do it on your phone. Take that small step, pay for 3 months, and now watch the energy that gets released from that decision. And so I think this is a very powerful way to simplify and remove all this drama that we have, and this emotional, war that is going on in our minds. And so, do that today. If you are trying to do that today, right? And what you're going to notice, and then while you're sitting there, the next step, you book the next class that you can make, okay? You're going to find yourself, when you take that decision, when you make that decision, you're going to find yourself open to new things and new perspectives, and you're gonna go like, whereas before maybe you're like, well, I don't know how I don't have time, where, how am I gonna, once that membership is paid for, the next thing is you can just open the booking app, and you're gonna be like, you know what, I could probably make the 7:30 class. Cool, do it right away, book that class, okay? And then you're going to show up, you're going to go in there, and you're going to do a workout, and you're going to feel good. You will 100% feel good. You will notice the energy that has been released from that decision. And it's a domino effect. Then instead of where maybe you were going to go, typically you would go to Jack in the Box, order 1,000 calories of food. Maybe you go, you know what? I'm going to stop at Subway and get the chicken sandwich on the wrap and fill it with veggies and whatever. And you just made that, like, you will find yourself looking at things differently. So I think this is a very powerful thing. I've done this. I've used this. I like, even right now, the reason this even came up is because I have been so busy doing all these things and work and blah blah blah, and I have been putting off working out or signing up at a gym. And this is this is my career. This is what I've been doing for a very long time, and I have been telling myself, you know what, I'm gonna go sign up, and then finally I was like, you know what, at that time, in those moments, I wasn't thinking, I was like, oh well, it's 110, and then it's 220 per month after that. And I was just thinking about these things. And then the other day, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to sign up for 3 months. Done. And the funny thing is that that morning I decided that, then I got a text from F45 saying, hey, we're running this promo. Would you like to come sign up? Because I had filled out their information before. So see, like, again, the circular thinking. And so I got the text the same day, and then the lady called, or I said yes, I would like to do that. Lady called. I said, hey, I want to come in. I'm gonna pay cash. And she's like, come on in. I went over there, paid, and signed up for the next class. Boom. I went to the class. By the way, maybe another time, but like F45 is a fantastic workout program, and there's many wonderful programs and classes. Like it doesn't really matter what you're doing. The point is everything will work. The point is get in the door. The decision is the doorway. And now 3 months from now, right? And by the way, I walked out of the class, I felt great. Instantly my motivation went up. I made better decisions regarding food, and yeah. So I would what I was saying about F45 is like, I think it's a wonderful program, adjusts to everybody, any level. And the point is, like, it doesn't matter what program you do. Are you in an environment where it's fun and enjoyable and you're doing something physical, right? And so the last thing kind of is like, there are seasons of life. So like maybe it's difficult for you to work out at home, right? I get it. I've been in the same boat. I've always liked to work out in a group environment, right? Like when I first started getting results, it was from joining CrossFit in 2008 or 9 or whatever. And so, maybe one day you would like to start working at home, but use the tools you have in front of you to address the problem or the situation that is currently at hand. So right now, I would love to work out at home, but you know what? I like being in the group. I like being, not having to think about my own programming. I like that. Even as somebody who's been doing this for 15 years now almost, like, I still like somebody to tell me, hey, here's the program, so I don't need to think about it. I don't need to worry about it. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do the program. So anyways, those are my thoughts on that. And I would recommend, like, right now, you're on your phone most likely. And if you have been thinking about, like, man, I really would love to get in shape, and then every week it's the same thing, it's like, okay, you know what? This is the last day. This is the last weekend. Okay, cool. I'm going to start on Monday. Whatever that is. Right now, as soon as you get off of this, or I get off of the video, or even shut it off right now and go do it. Open up your app store or your Google Maps, find the nearest gym that has a class based system, and sign up for 3 months. And I'll say one last thing, which is, we spend money on so many things. Truly, one of the most valuable things you can spend money on is your body and your health. It will change everything. When you lose the weight, when you change your body and you look good and you physically feel good, and the way that your clothes fit, like you can wear anything, the confidence that comes with that. And so that is so much more valuable than the $600 I spent on this 3-month membership. Okay, so like in like what most, like, we spend so much money on so much other stuff, which is fine, but none of it has the payoff that a fit body does. Nothing. There is nothing that I value more, that gives me more joy, more enjoyment of life, than being in phenomenal shape. Okay? That's all. Also, if you want my help, feel free to message me, since YouTube has DMs now.